Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live special paper crafting class. We're going to do something unique today. This past weekend, my team, a few people on my team, participated in what's called a card candy swap. We did this last year, and this is the second year in a row, and we've had a lot of fun with it. So people who live far away could send in their swaps through the mail, and those people that came in person, swapped in person. So I'm going to show you all the fun card candy swaps and what card candy, and we're going to talk about what card candy is. Card candy is basically, it's not a finished step in a card, okay? So we're going to complete some cards together. We're going to talk about products. We're going to talk about a sale coming up, or happening right now, I should say. And I'm going to talk about the actual event. So I hope that you sit back and enjoy and have fun. I do want to introduce you to Trisha Josephs. She's the moderator of my channel. She helps to answer questions. So while you're watching live, and today is, what is today? Oh, August 6th, 2025. It's 11 a.m. Central Time. If you're watching right now between, say, 11 a.m. Central Time and 12 p.m. Central Time, you're probably watching the live. So make sure that you're logged into your Google or YouTube account so that you can converse with us in the chat. And you can see Trisha's name stands out with a little wrench symbol next to her name. She is the person here who is here to be my voice, because I can't read all the comments as we're going live. I would love to, but I can't. And so she's here to answer those questions along the way. I love reading your comments afterwards, though. So if you want to shout out and say hello or say something personal to me, please go ahead and enter that in the comments. If you're watching after the live, there's a comment section to do that below the video, and you don't even have to be logged into your Google or YouTube account to do so. So let's get started, shall we? So the event was on Saturday evening, and basically I invited my whole entire team, and there were 4 people who came from other states even, and we had a great time. We enjoyed dinner that my husband helped to make, and we played a game or two. We did some make and takes, and just sat around and talked and shared, had fun. And then we swapped. We swapped not only this card candy, which I'm going to show you in just a minute, but we swapped candy and sweets and bars and treats. So I provided the meal, and everyone that came provided the dessert. Some people brought things that we could eat right then and there, and some people brought things that were stuff that you could take home. So let me show you the bag of goodies. I'm going to pull this out here. Big thank you to those people that participated in the event and or in the swap. We had such a great time. I'm going to tip this way so that you can see it better. Okay, here we go. So here's the bag that I passed out at the end so that people could put their goodies in it. So these are the sweets that we swapped, okay? So we had, these are, from just a few people. Again, remember, some people brought sweets that we could eat there. This one here, super cute. This is from Lou, and I hope I say your last name right, Lou, Sosowski. And she made these cute little beach bag containers and put treats in them. And then we got to pick whichever one we wanted. This one is from Rose Carey, and it opens up like this. Has a little Velcro closure with some Ghirardelli chocolate in it. Yum, yum, yum. And then we got this bag from Karen Andrusik, and she had all of these local Minnesotan candies in there. So that was fun. And then Trisha Josephs had some, they're like chocolate covered Oreo type treats, and she had these were the gluten-free ones. So a couple of us that are gluten-free got to enjoy that. This is from Brenda Euban. She also had this. So this is kind of like a microfiber cloth that you can clean off adhesive messes with. And then she made these cute little drink supplemental kind of powders, right, in a fun little container that she made. Super adorable. This treat I just wrapped up This is one that we were supposed to eat there from Janine Froberg. Yum, yum, yum. Now I can get to it. And then we also had a couple candies, and I ate the one that was the M&M like that Sherry Rosnick had brought from Florida. Brought from Florida. And then these were from Nancy McKenzie. Some saltwater taffy type stuff. The bag came like this. So this is a name tag that everybody had a name tag that I made them, but the bag came with this little tag on it that I made. This is with the Mossy Meadow two-toned cardstock underneath, so that when you tear it, you get this white core. This is the Painterly Pears designer paper. So a little swatch here on the bottom, swatch on the top, and then a strip that I had cut into a rectangle stamped with Mossy Meadow ink and a sentiment from the Perfectly Pears stamp set. This is the Mossy Meadow and gold ribbon, gorgeous stuff. And then for the name tag, I stamped on the top, if I can get this to, this came off. This is what pinned to your shirt, by the way. Oh, I got dirt on me. But this name tag was a 2-inch wide strip that was punched with the Elegant Tag Topper Punch, another strip of cardstock that I had cut from, well, first I printed it on the printer with everyone's names, and then I cut little strips and we put those on the name tags, or I did. And then this is just a sampler of paper, and to save on paper, it's really only 3 inches in paper by 2 inches. But I cut it where I knew the name tag was going to be. Oops, sorry. I cut it right here where I knew the name tag was going to be, so that I was saving on paper. So it wasn't 3.5 inches, it was 3 inches. And that way I could get a lot from one sheet. And those fun little doodads are and I lost my little cellophane bag for this, but the low profile sparkle dots, that's part that comes in that suite of products. So I'm going to put these back. Let's just shove those on another counter. Yay, I can start eating them now. And now I'm going to show you the card candy, okay? So card candy is basically a card that's unfinished. Let's make one really quick. I'm going to be using the Spooky Sweet suite of products, and this is kind of like what I have left over from my papers. I've used it a lot. I love this stuff. There's paper in here, a couple sheets that are like punch out pieces. Here they are. There's 2 sheets that have like ephemera in it. A couple sheets that have like label pieces, but the back side is gray. That's this one also. And then we have a couple pieces that are houses with some pumpkin pie streaks of kind of like a scratchy streak, you know. Anyways, and then we have these little characters, and the back side of that is a darker orange. All of them kind of like look like scratch mark kind of writing. I did use up one of my sheets, one style of my sheet completely, so I don't even remember what that is, but it's really fun paper. This one has houses on one side and the pink on the other. I actually think it was this one. So little candy pieces, so they're like, yeah, this is the 6th one. So we're going to take those pieces, which I've already cut, to a very, very shareable size. So if you are, say, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, or you're holding an event, or you're going to make a bunch of Halloween type of cards, then you'll want to make the most of it, right? So this is 1.5 by 3 inches. This is the same paper. Oh, no, not that one. Where did I put it? Oh, I'm already losing stuff. Okay, so we might not finish the whole thing. Oh dear. Oh, here it is. It slipped under my... Nope, this isn't it. But this is like that paper. Oh, you know what? I was going to buy more. I wonder if it's in my box. Oh, my box of goodies. Let's see. Does Rachel have it in here? Oh, I didn't get it yet. That one I didn't expedite. Did you see that box back there? I'm going to do another video tonight, by the way. Just got a bunch of stuff that I expedited, and that is going to be shared in a video tonight. Remember last week I said I might do a video in between this Wednesday and next Wednesday? Well, it's going to be tonight, so I hope you come back for that. That's all new products. And the I didn't buy all of the products, but in that box is all new products. We're going to be sharing some products that you can purchase starting September 3rd or 4th. I have to look it up. I think it's the 3rd. And from the mini catalog and from online exclusives. And demonstrators right now get to pre-order it. Okay, back to this. So yes, I don't have enough of this paper, but I'm still going to demonstrate what I did with it. And I have a finished card, so I can always show you that. So I had basic black cardstock. I have a punched out piece using this punch. This is the Labeled with Love punch. So I've got that punched piece ready. I've got Pretend. I have 3 strips of this. This is the same paper, just one side is the black and kind of orange speckly, screechy, scratchy looking, and then the other side is the candy. And then I'm using the ribbon that is part of that suite. This is the Petunia Pop Iridescent ribbon, but I'll also be bringing in the Painterly Pears ribbon, which has gold and mossy meadow in it. This particular ribbon looks stronger on one side with the gold than the other side. So you want to, use the side that you like best. Also, parts of that suite are these items here, which I didn't use in the card candy. So I didn't use the iridescent treat bags. I did not use the shimmer styrofoam stickers. Instead, I used those low profile dots that I also used on the name tags. And then I didn't use the dies, and the dies are called Fright Night dies. No. Yes. No. Oh shoot, these are the wrong ones. Boy, Rachel is seriously unorganized. So I got my stitches out, you guys. I'm just gonna say that as an excuse. Some of you who have been watching me know that I had foot surgery. Got my stitches out. What day is it today? I got my stitches out on Monday, and the doctor accidentally cut me. And so I had a very painful Monday, non-productive Monday. I was better yesterday. Today I'm standing, you guys. I'm doing great. But there was a little delay. So I'm a little less organized. Okay, there are some dies that coordinate with the Spooky Halloween. I don't know where they're at, but I don't have them. We're going to use the the No Tricks and All Treats stamp. I'm all over the place. The other stamp that I should have had out for that event and forgot, and I don't think anybody used this, so I feel bad, but it's the Bats Punch. So we're going to mount our stamps. We're going to be using the stamp set, or the stamp ink called Tuxedo Black. And let's grab a scrap of white. We'll just take this one. Oh, I've already got it punched out. But basically you're going to stamp and then you're going to punch, or because this is photopolymer, we can stamp after we've punched because we can see through the paper. So then we're just going to stamp right directly in the middle of that punched out piece. We'll close this up. You can certainly use more of the stamp images and stamp the inside of your card if you're going to make a full card, but I'm going to first show you the card candy I created. So then this piece here, I stamped, and my participants didn't know this because it was kind of subtle, but I stamped a bunch of bats across the paper. And so you'll see the finished one. It looks a lot nicer. We'll just set these aside. And we'll go ahead and create the actual card candy. So for the card candy, I put this piece up top. We'll just use some seal adhesive. That's going to go up here, and you'll want to make sure that your bats are positioned so that they're not upside down. They're flying in the upright direction. This piece was next, and I'll just stick it on here for now because it's almost the right size. That went down here. So all of these are about 1/8 of an inch away from the edges. This piece here measures 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So if you want to recreate that, you know. And then we have this piece of paper, which I thought was super pretty, and that's going to stick in the middle. And I think I need to adjust these. I think they were too far. Good thing I did not use glue because that probably would have dried already. We're going to move this one too. Stick that one up just a little bit. Okay, Next, I took and put a little strip of seal adhesive, and I only went about an inch down, or I stopped an inch from the bottom. Then I trimmed, and I trimmed my pink one out like this so that it opened towards the left, and placed it on here again about 1/8 of an inch from that edge here. Stuck it down. And then this one, you can see there's still maybe a slight amount of seal adhesive in there, but instead of risking it and putting that on there, I took tear and tape adhesive. And again, my apologies to those people who did the make and take, because I was not there to give you this instruction, but I took a small piece, cut it like this, on the ones where I did not have enough seal adhesive peeking out here. On the ones where I did, I just put the ribbon straight down. But on this one, I'm going to do a slight amount here and a slight amount here, and we'll just put it directly on here. Do you notice the scissors, by the way? This is called the Cutter Bee scissors, and it is very similar to Stampin' Up! Snips. Stampin' Up's paper snips, or the scissors that you saw me use with the ribbon. So I have a ton of these, but they are no longer available. The company that manufactured them for Stampin' Up!, which is probably the same company that makes the Cutter Bees, because they're the same style, thanks to my YouTube members who shared that with me. But that company's no longer making that scissors for Stampin' Up! So we're looking for a new source for our little mini scissors, and in the meantime, I thought I would share with you a link to the Cutter Bee scissors on Amazon if you're interested. That is in the description of my video. So then this one I positioned so it was opened up to the right. On the back side, just put a little bit of a seal adhesive back here, stuck a bit down here, and then you can see it's exposed here because it doesn't have to be pretty back there, and then stuck the rest down that way. On this piece, and we'll keep the table tidy because we got a lot to share today, you guys. Lots. On this piece, I took and put it onto dimensionals. Just a couple. 1, 2. And again, keeping the table tidy today, Rachel. We stuck this down here, right in the middle. Then I used the low profile sparkle dots, and I don't have any of the green ones left, but I'll take the take your pick tool and we'll grab one of these bluish ones because it's pretty close. And we'll stick that in the center of the O on no. And that was not gracefully done, but there's that. So that's how my card candy turned out that I had for them to make. And what I did next after the event was I took some basic gray cardstock and I said, this card candy would look great on a sort of medium toned card base, because card candy is basically the top layer of a full card. So I cut a half a sheet of cardstock from Basic Gray. You're going to take 8.5 by 11. You're going to cut it in half at 5.5 inches. And then you're going to take and turn it and score it at 4.25. After doing this and saying, there we go, that's super cool, I'll just put a white layer on the inside, I thought, oh, that's kind of boring. So then I went to my first easy peasy fun fold style card, positioned this at 2 1/8 inch, scored, and folded this back. Took my bone folder and really sharpened those folds up because this is really strong cardstock, and now I have what's called a Z-fold. For a Z-fold card, if I want that to show on the inside of my card and the outside, when I open and close, that's the benefit of a Z-fold, you're going to have a layer underneath. The best thing to do for a Z-fold card is to put the inside layers down first and then put this one on top so you can line it up with what you see on the bottom. So we're going to set this aside, but before we do, we're going to measure that black again. And that black is, again, 5 by 3 3/4. So then I took a black piece of cardstock and I cut it to 5 by 3 3/4. And I thought, well, that would be cool. So we have black and black. But do I want just white on the inside? Or because I have this designer paper, wouldn't it be fun to have like a different layer on the inside? So I flipped the pieces over and I said, what would be a good color on the inside? The orange, the white with orange streaks. Let's use the gray. So I pulled out my gray and I cut that a little bit smaller. So this is 3.5 instead of 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 instead of 5. So now I have a slightly smaller layer here. Loving this. And then the last thing I thought was, wouldn't it be great if I had just a little image on the inside? So I looked at the ephemera. There's a bunch of it. And I took a couple candy corn here. I'll just grab this one. I do have 2 hands, but I'm trying to do it with one. And we're going to tidy. We're going to put all this stuff aside. We'll set it right here for now. My room is piled up with stuff. Okay, so this would be cute, except I didn't like that this, take a peek at that. See how the candy corn has a white outline, and over here against this grayish background it doesn't? So then I decided to fussy cut. So fussy cutting is pretty easy for pieces like this. My tip for fussy cutting, if you are not a fan of it, is to not move the scissors. Move the paper. Your scissors, which has your control, right, is the part that you should be keeping in control. You shouldn't be manipulating your hand because that is going to weaken your control. So there we go. We cut that out and now we can stick that down, and I'm just going to put it in the middle. We'll stick it down like that. And then we can put our words, our sentiment, our signature, all that stuff around it with that fun little candy corn in the middle. Now we're ready to assemble the rest of the card. Bring in the base again. Again, start with the inside when you're doing a Z-fold card. You're going to center and lay that down. I have about 1/4 inch border all the way around. Then when we add this, you see how we can line that up a lot easier? So we're going to stick that down in place. But we can't have any adhesive here. So we're going to get smart about it. And we know that these 2 layers are the same size. So I'm going to add adhesive right along this fold, but not above or below where this background image is. Okay, all the adhesive is staying within that zone. Then on the back side of this, I can put adhesive here, and we don't want to go against the ribbon, so we'll just put some on top. Okay, so now we have adhesive here and there, and we can connect these 2 pieces, lining these up here first, centering everything, sticking it down, and now I've turned my card candy, my better one, into a full card. Card candy, now into a full card. And of course, you'll want to get envelopes. So let's take a peek at the card candies that were contributed by the group. Here's another one that was also done with the same suite of products. So this one here, and I'll zoom in for that, is using the papers, obviously, those little stars, the foam stars that have the glitter on them. And you can see there's die cut pieces on there. So Wendy Bishop did Spooky Halloween stamp set, the Sweet DSP, Shimmer Starfoam stickers, nested essential dies, the Stylish Shapes dies, and the Petunia Pop ink pad. Thank you, Wendy, for your swap and for your supplies. So this easily, I'll just demonstrate with a basic card. And I'm going to grab these two. Hang on, sorry, I'm talking very low here. My microphone doesn't travel with me yet. Okay, so you can do either like, you know, your 5.5 by 4.25 base. Let's take a peek at what that would look like on here. Or I could pull out all those fancy papers, but I'm not going to be creating with all this card candy. But that would be so sweet in the middle of a card that size, as you can see. Or these are our note card size cards. They come already pre-cut and scored with envelopes to match. They're just slightly smaller, and now we'll zoom out a tad. So this is 5 by, I think, 3.5. Yeah, 5 by 3.5. So that might be a little bit better size for that card candy, unless I was going to do a lot in the background. But you could totally just stick that onto a note card size. We're going to keep those cards handy because we'll probably come back to them to try out different size pieces. But let's take and put Wendy's supplies on the back side of that again. Here is Sherry Rosnick's. Sherry used, she used the corrugated embossing folder, which surprised me. I bought it and then it disappeared. So things are, disappear once in a while, but it was a last chance product. I wasn't paying attention. There are last chance products, by the way, in the online store. I'll have to make sure that you get to that so you can see where those are, because they just got updated. But this is the corrugated embossing folder. This is the birch embossing folder. We have, different colored cardstocks in here. Early espresso. Oh gosh, now I'm going to blank on all my supplies. Hang on. Pecan pie, and we have balmy blue. Pecan pie and balmy blue. Then she colored it in this cute little dog with blends markers, and she used the Long Time No See stamp set. So this one, because of the size, could fit onto a note card too. But I think I might like it better on a larger size. So I could picture myself doing like little dog footprints along the background here. I think that would be kind of cute. Okay, next card. Card candy, I should say. Are we going fast enough, Trisha? It's already 11:30. Okay, this next one was made by Debbie Silat, and she used the holographic resin dots. She used the heartfelt hexagon punch, the birthday celebration stamp set for the image, the gold striped ribbon, and the wildflower birthday designer paper. Perfect for just adding to a white card base. Card candy, you guys. Do it. Swap card candy with each other. So much fun. Next one. This one. Oh, and this one's using a color that is on sale. All right, let's take a break and go to the website here. We're going to go... Hang on just a second. I want to make sure I pull up the right one. All right, we're there. So we're on the internet. You're at my website, stampyourartout.com. If you click on any shop online button, whatever, it's going to take you to the online store, and you're going to see that there's a sale going on. So if you click that shop now button, it's going to take you directly to products that contain those colors. There are a few that are in here that aren't on sale, but all of them that are have the word sale next to them. Okay, so you're going to peek through here and shop from those items and get 15% off on anything from now until August 31st. So you have a sale on those items for a whole month, and you'll want to check that out. The other thing I was going to share with you, what was I going to share with you? There was something else. I forgot. We'll probably come back to it. Okay, let's keep crafting. So, here we go. So this particular card candy was made from Cheryl Lee, and it's using one of our colors, Strawberry Slush, that is on sale. So, wouldn't that be fun if we took and did like, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I saw this idea. Stampin' Up! On Facebook had this really cool idea where they took and put some of these flowers like this across, I think I'm going to do it this direction, across some paper. Now I'm going to go this way. I'm just looking at what I can get out of it as far as colors go. Okay, we're going to go this way. But they did it across scrapbook paper, so you got even more flowers out of it. So then you just take and turn it over. Such a fun idea, you guys. And cut. This is washi tape. I have demonstrated with this before. It is amazing stuff because there's a die that matches it. So you take and you put it out onto paper like this, and then you die cut all those images. Let's flip this over. So Cheryl, we're creating with your card candy today. This is on sale. The Strawberry Slush cardstock, ink, blends markers. Gosh, these little guys too that she used on her card. Those are on sale. So check out the sale. Oh, I was going to show you how, oh, I did show you how to shop the sale. Okay, so once you have that, oh, and I should have done it all the way across. Okay, let's just do a little bit more. But I'm going on to, we'll just do this one here. I know, it's not going to look the best, but pretend I went all the way across. Rachel usually has it more together. All right, there. That's good for now. And we'll throw these away because we're not going to use them. So yeah, let's say that's one continuous flow. Then you could put this on here like that, maybe tilted, maybe stuck up in that corner so you don't see my mistake. Popped up on dimensionals. Let's do that. I'll probably pull this apart and do it again differently with a better background. But for now, you're going to get the idea. So we'll pop that up on dimensionals. We'll stick that up in here. And then let's just add a few more of these guys. Because why not? Because Strawberry Slush is an amazing color. So we'll just add a few more of these guys kind of trailing through and off of the card candy piece. We'll do one here. Maybe I'll move this one. I don't know. We'll put it up on here. Happy birthday. That didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, but again, I'll come back to it. That's Cheryl Lee's. She used Textured Notes Dies Layered Thoughts set, 2025 through 27 in color flat pearls and strawberry slush paper. This also uses that washi tape die cut out. And what else did we use on Marcine Ingram? She used the corrugated embossing folder, extraordinary floral washi tape, and the dies, the low profile dots, the happy hibiscus stamp set for this sentiment, and then the peaceful greenery embossing folder, which isn't available quite yet, but she participated in an event called Creativity Now and was able to get that that embossing folder early. It's coming out on September 3rd in the mini catalog. Here is Card Candy by Janine Froberg, and she used the terrific Toadstools stamps and the punch and the iridescent foil gems. Super cute. This one is done by Trisha Josephs, our own Trisha Josephs, who is our moderator on our channel. And she used the Sunshine Vibes stamp set and dies. And I love the colors she picked. I haven't purchased these because the paper that goes with it is not my combination of colors that I would choose. But look at these bright colors. She's so fun. And then she also used the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. Now I have to buy it. And then we have this one by Nancy Mackenzie. Nancy Mackenzie used the Impressions of Bloom bundle. That's for the stamp set. This here is the Unbounded Love stamp set for that sentiment. The exposed brick embossing folder is in the background here, and then her main color on that is the peach pie color. Gotta love that. Loving Halloween. This one was done by Amy Rudd, and Amy Rudd used the dotted circle embossing folder, holographic resin dots again. I just love those. Spotlight on Nature dies for the circle, the sweet jar punch, the spooky sweet paper, as you can see, and then the sweet jar stamp set for the sentiment. Okay, now we're going to get a little beyond because we're going to share Rose Carey's. So Rose Carey is someone in our group who loves to die cut. I mean, she has containers and containers of die cut pieces at her house. She is super creative with her pieces. So she made this little trifold type album. Look at all the pieces that are inside there. These come out and hold lots of separate card candy pieces. Here's another one. Here's another one. And then here are a couple more. Okay, Rose Carey, we're bowing down to you. So for roses, she sent me also ahead of time some fun examples using her pieces. Okay, so I've taken them all out of this folder so you can see as we go through what she created. So this one, she made a little mini card and a little matching envelope for it. For this one, she made this cute card. For this one and this one, she made this adorable card. Are you getting tons of inspiration on this, you guys? I know. Some of you are saying, wow, wow. For these two pieces, she made, oh yeah, it's an easel card. Props up like that. And then for this one, she went 3D. She made a box. So you don't have to decorate cards with card candy. You can decorate 3D items, scrapbook pages, home decor. You know what I mean? Basically, it's just the start of a project and you finish where to put it. All right, so here is the inside of that. And then this last one, she decorated a little spiral notebook. Fun, right? So fun. For her project, she used plenty of supplies. Trisha, I don't expect you to be giving links for all of these supplies, by the way. But Extraordinary Floral Washi Tape, the Floral Impressions Designer Paper, Celebratory Sips Designer Paper, Everyday Arches Dies, the Florals in Bloom Designer Paper, Pretty Florals Bundle. By the way, you can just play back this video and then you can slow me down and pause me after each one if you want to take a peek at all of these in the online store. Party Banner Dies, Nested Essentials Dies, Spring Corners Stamp Set, Be My Valentine Stamp Set, Bee Builder Punch, Elements of Text Stamp Set, Stripes and Dots, Cheers and Sips. And of course, there's probably some other things in there that I missed, but hopefully that gave you an idea of most of the products that she used. This one was done by Sally Ellsworth, and it's a circular one. So because of the large circle size, I guess I would put that onto, and I have to fold this because we used one up already. I would put that onto the average size card. It's a large, large circle. Oh, you know what this would be cool with? Is having it off to one side and then having some of this extra ribbon coming out behind it and wrapping around, or even just getting cut off on the ends. And so Sally used Painterly Pairs designer paper, which she cut out with the coordinating Perfectly Pairs dies, Mossy Meadow and gold ribbon, and then the Spotlight on Nature circle dies there. Okay, next we have this one. And this pretty piece, so elegant and delicate. Like I could totally use this on, say, a wedding card or a card to my mother. Nested Essentials Dies, Charming Day Bundle, the exposed brick embossing folder, and the loose frosted dots that she glued down. Just stunning. See how she embossed white on white, and then she colored in, I believe she did kind of a watercoloring technique to fill in the color. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. This one, super creative and cute, done with squares cut into little half squares or triangles, right? They're cut in half to make a cardinal. Is that clever or what? That was done by Brenda Euban, and you know what? I'll just share this with her because she has credit for Julie Heights on YouTube, and those are the products that she used on hers. Here is Card Candy, similar to that one that we saw earlier, but totally different person. They both loved the, what was that called? The Wildflower Birthday designer paper, and had kind of a similar idea in mind with stripes of color and then the Make-A-Wish in the middle. This was done by Joyce Cottam. So you can see her list of supplies. When people give me their list of supplies, I just share instead of reading it off, a little bit easier. We have one from Pat Zergo, which obviously would fit perfectly onto a card base. And this is Pat's information of what she used on hers. So you can see a little bit of sparkle there in those gems, really pretty. This paper is on sale, by the way. Love it. I love the sale, you guys. If you haven't taken advantage of it yet, you'll want to do so. Okay, this very, very delicate, time-consuming piece was done by Karen Andrusik. Here's Karen's information. You can see all that she used on there, and I'll just set that aside for just a minute, but look at, she even has like shimmer paint across the top. I believe that's like Wink of Stella. Lots of die cutting and assembling. The arches are in there. Just lots of detail. So that was done by Karen Andrusik. So much fun, so much variety. This one was done by Claudia Hecht. And what she did is she added her rhinestones in as a separate loose piece so that we could choose best to where they were going to go. I don't think this one, no, it's a little taller. So you could put it on a full card, and then you could choose to put your rhinestones like outside of the card candy. I thought that was very clever of her. And here is her information on what she used in her project. So don't forget that in color sale, you guys. Let's see. I'm going to stick this back on here. How do I do that? Oh, that's the sticky pot. Okay. This one was done by Marcia Mendenhall. And she used the bundles of, I'm sorry, where is that one that I was looking for? Bauble Bloom's Card Candy. Oh, Impressions of Bloom. That's where you get this oval from. And then she made it look like it wasn't quite an oval by adding this kind of squarish rectangular piece up here in the corner. This is the Bauble Bloom's die set. And obviously she decorated it with strips of cardstock, that beautiful ribbon. Here is Marcia's information there. And Marcia's watching. She was like the first one to comment. So fun. So that is Marcia's. Love it, love it, love it. Getting ready for Christmas. Here is one using strawberry slush again. Did I call it strawberry splash earlier? Didn't mean to if I did. This is sweet and cute and totally would be great on a tag or on a note card size like that. This is using the Impressions of Bloom dies again and the Impressions of Bloom stamp set. Really pretty. Nice job. That's Michelle Carlson who did that one. Love those arches. Those arches were used a lot in the card candies that we got. Okay, this one here is by Pat Stewart, and she used that plaid embossing folder, the In Color Flat Pearls. There we have the In Color again, and the Inspiring Imperfections stamp set, and the Kintsugi Inspiration designer paper. Let's just bring in that Kintsugi Inspiration Designer Paper and take a peek at that. This is an item that is also on sale, you guys. That would look nice. You could even put it against, well, that might be a little too busy. So because I have this, I thought it'd be fun to just whip together a super simple card. Too busy, but I love the whole gold in there somewhere. That's nice. Do we like it on the darker or the lighter, you guys? The darker or the lighter? And I think this is still too busy too. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, it's a little too busy with the gold. I think I'm going to leave off the gold. So fun. Such fun paper. If you don't have this, you got to buy it. Ooh! Ooh, here's one too. Check out that one. It's got swirlies. Okay, I have an idea. We're using this one. We'll zoom out just a little bit. Oh, that's way too much. Zoom in a little. And we're going to do a white layer. We're going to do 4 inches by 5 1/4. We're going to add it. Pat, we're creating with yours now. Oh, I need more. It does have a little Ziploc top, but I don't take time to do that. Get the old one out, put the new one in. Seal is super easy to refill. Okay. See, we barely even paused in our creating here. We're going to bring in, let's do, what color is this? This is the, I think that is Misty Moonlight. So what size was her layer here? That was just under 3 by 4 1/4. Do we want it going all the way across? I'm going to trim off just a little bit. Oh, you know what? I'm worried that my blade isn't sharp enough. We'll just make it go all the way across. And what did I say? Just under 3. We'll make it, this piece is kind of an odd size scrap. 4 1/4 by just over 3. Okay, and we'll add that. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Do you guys like that? Or should we make it on a, we're going to make it on a mossy meadow base. Peeling this up. We're peeling it up. And we're going to move that aside. We're going to bring in Mossy Meadow even more. Actually, let's do Night of Navy. Let's make it darker. And let's cut our cardstock in the opposite direction. We're going to go, actually, I'm going to use Secret Sea. Secret Sea. That's a new in color. Does it go with that? Yeah, we'll use Night of Navy. Which one should we do, you guys? We could do Secret Sea. That'll work. Let's do Secret Sea. Okay, 4 1/4. Scored at 5 1/2. Folded. Okay, where did that, here it is. My designer paper goes here, and instead of doing Mossy Meadow, we're just going to cut more Secret Sea. So we're going to go a little over 3 inches. That way it will go with the in colors that we pick here. So We're going to mount that, and I think I'll pop it up. Should I pop it? No, because there's already dimension there. We'll just put it all flat. So because this is already embossed, I'm going to add my adhesive onto this piece. I just have to stay away from the edges there. We'll add that on here. And I knew it was slightly over. We're going to trim that up. And then we'll add this flat to the card. And because we have the Secret C as our base too, if this is slightly off here, you won't be able to tell. So there we have a little bit of gold in there. I'm going to go up a little higher. A little bit of gold in there. We have some of those embellishments on there. I'm going to add one more in the middle of that pot. There, and then of course I'll add a white layer in there. But there we have that card candy done with more than just a white base. Again, check out the sale. There's a lot on sale. In fact, a lot of it is like right behind me here, and the papers that I've pulled out in case I wanted to grab at them. We have a few more pieces of card candy left. Okay, so this one here is also one where the person who created sent us pieces that you could pop off and add wherever. So this was sent to us by Lou Sosowski, and she has these little tiny ladybugs on here. This is the mixed floral bundle, the corrugated embossing folder, and then the outline side here is the textured notes dies. Fun, fun, fun. A few more. This one here was creatively sent. This was by Maria Cristina Leone, and she said pull. So you pull, and when you pull this and you pull it up, it releases this from the Post-it note. So there's a sticky Post-it note here that's holding this onto the back side that has all of her ingredients for her card. But if you pull it up, it pops off and it's ready to go. So Maria Cristina, you can see what she used on her project here. Isn't that fun? Okay, next. Gorgeous. Can't wait to make cards out of all of these, you guys. This one was done by Dawn Pomerang, and I'm going to pull out her supply list here. Look at how delicate and beautiful that one is too. Nice soft inking of the pieces. Those Spotlight on Nature dies are also very popular shape dies. Thank you, Dawn, for that cute card candy, that pretty card candy. Here is another one. This one here is by Suzanne Hertzler, and I'll just flip that over so you can see what she used. And then we will flip it over so you can see what she made. Sweet and pretty. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This paper is on sale. Just saying. All right, and then there's one more that none of my people got because one person in the group made 2 sets and she gave me an extra one. We were only swapping 1 set. Normally we can swap up to 3 sets of cards, but for this particular special swap, it was just 1 set. And so she's going to make use of these and do these with something else later on. But this was another one that Brenda Eubin sent or brought with her, and then she gave me a piece that I could share. So really cute. This one is using these items here. Thank you so much for all of those people who have participated. A big thank you. I get so many creative ideas from all of you who send me stuff, who participate in swaps. In fact, tonight when we do the live, we're also going to be sharing not only those new products that I have in my box behind me, but we're going to be sharing some items that have been gifted to me over time. The last chance list I mentioned is refreshed. That's what I was going to share with you. So we're going to quickly go to the computer so I can show you how to get there. So if you are on the Stampin' Up! Website, again, you've clicked on some kind of shop button, shop my online store, shop online. If you've gotten to the store in those ways, you are here. Okay, once here, there's a menu underneath my head. Underneath the screen that's showing my face here, it says specials, and you're going to click on last chance. When you click on last chance, these are all the items that are gone when they sell out. So that list just got refreshed. You'll want to make sure that you are shopping from that. And if you are shopping from that through me, you can earn loyalty reward points, you can earn all-star video class bundles, and that sort of thing. If you're a demonstrator, shop from yourself, keep yourself active, get your discount. If you have a demonstrator, shop from them and share your love of products through ordering through them. Okay, I think I shared all the news that I was going to share, and we're ending, and I don't think we buffered today. Remember the last 2 weeks, you guys? We were just like, my video was stuck in certain places, but we didn't get stuck today. So awesome. Thank you to all of you. Newbies, thanks for tuning in. This is not my typical live. Normally I do a class, but this was a show and share type of event, and I hope that you enjoyed the little tips and tricks that I gave you here and there throughout. For those of you who keep coming back to my channel, I appreciate you. If you are new, so please subscribe, like, share, all of those good things. And then to my supporting members and my fan members, mwah, I appreciate your monetary support of my channel. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you, everyone. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.